It happened. Of course, I'm not happy about it, and it is what it is. I can't change it, and I could scream the place down and do whatever, but it's not going to change what happened. All I can make sure is that will never happen again. He's got an...
I'm not saying abandon the fight. I'm just going, not for me, mate. I don't want to watch it. So, like...
Moses Itauma rushed to hospital after brutal clash with Dubois at airport. Dubois completely lost his head, attacking young Moses in public. Inside reports confirm Moses suffered injuries and was immediately rushed to hospital. This wasn't boxing, it was desperation from Dubois, showing just how mentally weak he truly is.
Got on my radar. I want to put someone to sleep again and get back out there and show the people that, you know, I am the man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready forever.
And instead of remorse, Dubois came out swinging with angry excuses. Dubois once again shifts blame, claiming Moses is refusing him. But let's be honest, Dubois is the one who lost his cool at the airport. Moses doesn't need to refuse anything. He's levels above, while Dubois sounds desperate, insecure, and rattled under pressure.
So, Daniel, you're in the office for a meeting. Is there some fight news coming soon?
Yeah, big news announcing soon, so, you know, I'll let these guys talk about it, but I'm gonna be well up for it. And
Dubois talks about shocking people, but let's not forget, Usyk already knocked him out, and when it came to Joseph Parker, he outright ducked the fight. Frank Warren admitted Dubois was wrong, and now he's clinging to words. Moses, in contrast, lets actions speak.
You know, I'm pissed off as well, but, shit happens and it's one of them things.
Suspicious, talking about the Usyk fight already. Do you have a response to Team Parker, Daniel?
Yeah, that was none of my plans. My plan was to go out there and stop his fight at Parker, and, you know, go through him. So, you know, there was no plan behind this. This just happened, and, you know, if he wants proof and everything, go and ask the border control doctor that came and saw me. But
Commentary Dave Coldwell nailed it. Dubois didn't just cross the line, he sprinted past it. Once you put hands on your opponent outside the ring, it's no longer hype, it's weakness. Moses stayed professional, while Dubois exposed his lack of discipline and control once again.
I'm not surprised.
Does that cross the line, do you think?
Yeah, it does. Listen, the presser was good. It was a great presser, back and forth, poking each other, but not too far. But once you get physical and you touch a man's face, then...
And even Joe Rogan couldn't hold back, tearing into Dubois for his reckless antics. Joe Rogan didn't hold back, calling out Dubois for relying on pure ego instead of strategy. I can just do it isn't a game plan, it's a weakness. And that's exactly why Usyk schooled him, and why Moses looks the better, smarter fighter.
Already sparring?
Yeah.
Or have you been just kind of fucking off here and there, and then you're like, I can fucking do it?
Yeah.
Because I can fucking do it is not a good
Commentary. Gareth A. Davies called it very disappointing, and that's exactly how fans feel. Dubois has been desperate to claw back respect after Usyk stopped him, but instead of focusing on his craft, he's making headlines for the wrong reasons. Attacking Moses at an airport wasn't just reckless, it was pathetic. A young 19-year-old, disciplined and focused, ends up hospitalized because Dubois couldn't control his temper. That doesn't make Dubois look dangerous, it makes him look insecure, rattled, and out of options. Gareth trying to piece it together reflects how shocking this all was for those covering boxing. It's not the story of a fighter chasing glory, but of one lashing out in frustration. And now, instead of building hype around his next fight, Dubois has handed the spotlight to Moses, who comes out of this looking like the professional victim of needless aggression.
Very disappointing, of course, Umar, and I think I've just been piecing it together today. I haven't been reporting on it this morning.
Derek Chisora's blunt take hit home. Dubois is focusing on all the wrong things. Real killers stay in the gym, sharpening tools, living that discipline day in and day out. But Dubois? He's out here swinging at kids in airports instead of killers in the ring. Chisora's message is simple. If you want respect, you earn it by putting in the work, not by losing your temper. Look at Moses. Still a teenager, training hard, hungry, staying professional despite all the drama. That's the mentality of a future champion. Dubois thinks cheap shots can hide his flaws, but all it does is expose him. He ducked Parker, got stopped by Usyk, and now he's trying to intimidate Moses? Fans see right through it. Chisora, a man who's fought everyone, recognizes a fighter's mentality, and right now, Moses has it, while Dubois is wasting time on nonsense.
They were going off the scale of body show, you're a liar and all this for no reason. And what happened now?
And Adam Smith took it further, pointing out how this incident has only blown the spotlight wider. Adam Smith gave the polished broadcaster's view, but read between the lines and you'll see the truth. Yes, these things happen in boxing, but not like this. A man losing his temper in a controlled press event is one thing. Attacking someone in an airport, sending them to hospital, that's another level. Adam admits it shouldn't have happened, but also recognizes the reality. The story is now bigger and people are watching closer. But here's the catch. This doesn't benefit Dubois. Every headline paints him as the villain, as the insecure heavyweight lashing out. Moses, even while injured, has gained massive sympathy and respect, especially from fans who admire his calmness through the madness. Adam's words confirm it. This controversy won't go away quickly, and the next time Dubois steps in the ring, the crowd will be judging him harshly, while Moses continues to rise as the people's favorite.
Big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens.
Commentary Duke McKenzie spoke with authority, acknowledging heavyweights carry fire, but stressing what everyone already knows. Dubois was out of order. Boxing is a sport built on discipline and respect, and Dubois threw that out the window. Yes, emotions run high, but a fighter of his supposed level should know better. Instead, he lashed out at Moses, a 19-year-old prospect, leaving him injured and hospitalized. That's not strength, that's weakness. Fans can forgive mistakes inside the ring, but cheap shots outside it, that lingers. Duke's words carry weight because he's seen generations of fighters rise and fall, and his judgment is clear. Dubois crossed a line. Meanwhile, Moses showed more maturity in silence than Dubois did with his fists, and in the eyes of the boxing world, that contrast is everything. One man acting like a hot-headed novice, the other already carrying himself like a future champion.
Wouldn't do it, really.
No.
He doesn't need to do it.
No, I think that was all him.
Of course it was. What was amazing about it, right, is his sleight of hand, because when they stood next to each other or in front of each other on the stage, he's empty-handed. So I'm looking at it like from a magician's perspective, thinking, where's the head come from?
Yeah.
But just before the
Commentary Dubois claims he's in a new position with new goals, but fans aren't fooled. This isn't the first time he's promised a transformation. He said similar things before Usyk, and we all know how that ended on the canvas. He even ducked Joseph Parker, showing when the challenge was real, he disappeared. Now after lashing out at Moses, he talks about belts and grinding in the gym. The truth is, Moses is showing that same grind, but without the excuses or outbursts. At just 19, he's handling pressure better than Dubois, who's supposed to be the seasoned heavyweight. Words are easy. Dubois has proven time and again he struggles to back them up. Fans know talk is cheap, and until Dubois proves otherwise, his new position is nothing more than a recycled line. Meanwhile, Moses, hospitalized yet focused, has won more respect than Dubois could with any soundbite.
Things we've added, but on the fight night, you'll see if them come to fruition. Right now, it's the hard work, the grind in the gym, the everyday sort of work, and just keeping on top of it is what I'm doing right now.
Commentary. Amir Khan's words make sense. Don't rush Moses Itauma. At just 20, his future is enormous, and there's no need to push him into dangerous waters too soon. Khan knows what it's like to be a young prospect with massive expectations, and he's right to call for patience. But here's the catch. Moses is already handling himself with maturity far beyond his age. He's been dragged into chaos by Dubois, hospitalized after an unprovoked attack, yet he's carried himself with dignity and calm. That maturity is why fans are siding with him. Amir's advice reminds us that Moses' time will come, and when it does, he'll be ready for the Usyks, Joshuas, and Furies of the world. Dubois, on the other hand, had his shot and blew it. He's rushing because he knows his stock is falling. Moses has time on his side, Dubois doesn't. That's why Khan's words sting Dubois more than anyone.
You know what? You don't want to rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old. And that's then you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Usyks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him. Let him keep on winning.
Commentary Eddie Hearn echoes Amir Khan's concern, stressing that at 20, decisions matter. He's cautious about Moses being pushed too early, but also admits Frank Warren knows what he's doing. And that's true, Frank has nurtured young talent for decades, and he won't throw Moses to the wolves before he's ready. But what's fascinating is how everyone is talking about Moses, while Dubois is the one in question. Dubois isn't the young prospect anymore. He's supposed to be the contender, yet he's the one losing his head, creating headlines for the wrong reasons. Eddie's point is clear, Moses' career must be handled with patience, but the bigger truth is that Moses has already earned respect through maturity, while Dubois is losing it with immaturity. If Frank plays the long game, Moses will rise naturally, and Dubois will fade into the background. That's the irony. The veteran promoter is carefully shaping Moses' future, while Dubois is sabotaging his own.
Or he might knock him out. I don't know. But personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test. Yeah.
When you strip it all back, what's really at stake here is pride, legacy, and control of the heavyweight future. If Moses Itauma recovers strong and beats Dubois, it cements him as the next big thing, a teenager who handled chaos, hospital trips, and still proved he's destined for greatness. But if Dubois somehow pulls off an upset, it would be the shock of the year, though fans would still question if it's redemption or just desperation masked as victory. Mentally, Moses already looks the stronger man, calm, focused, and composed under pressure, while Dubois is showing cracks, lashing out in frustration. One fighter's career is rising, the other's is on the brink of collapse. So the real question is simple. Are you backing the young lion Moses to roar into superstardom, or do you believe Dubois can claw back respect? Drop your thoughts below.